So today I have the pleasure of speaking with Zeke. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and your company to the community.
Yeah, my name is Zeke and I'm the founder of a company called Millbotics. We are an award-winning care tech startup and developing smart socks to support the management of behaviours or behavioural issues with people with dementia and learning disabilities.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And how long you've been doing that for?
Uh, Around 18 months since the company was founded. It's actually backed by my PhD research. So there's a bit of a story behind Millbotics, and that's really that my great-grandmother, Kath, had dementia and became quite aggressive. That then led to the PhD research and subsequently the founding of the company to commercialize that research, and here we are.
Fantastic. It sounds inspiring and intriguing all at the same time. Since your beginning, what would you say has been one of your biggest successes so far?
That's a very good question. I think for me, having spent so long working on this technology in a research lab, which is a very isolating experience, it's amazing now to have so much interest in what we're doing and to have a team behind us and to see that vision being carried into something that ultimately will make a massive difference to people's lives. So for me, that's the most rewarding element of this journey and probably the biggest achievement as well.
And you mentioned something quite powerful there, and that's vision. What is the vision?
Very good question. Really, for us, it's all about using technology to enhance people's lives, but in a way that doesn't cause them additional burden or distress. So we know that with a lot of wearable technologies, older people with health conditions often struggle to adopt them. And through our technology, which uses socks, we're providing a way that the person can engage with that technology much more easily, find it easier to use and less scary, because let's face it, technology can be scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, sometimes it's a world of unknown, isn't it, that we're stepping into, and navigating that can be a challenge. What would you actually say has been one of your challenges since starting? Something that you've perhaps had to navigate?
It's always been the funding for us. So we were very lucky to get the backing of Alzheimer's Society, and they invested a significant sum to enable us to get further with the product development. But it is a very sophisticated product. Although it's socks, it involves textiles, it involves electronics, software, artificial intelligence. There's a huge amount embodied in it, and we need a lot of money to bring the product to market. Since the Alzheimer's Society funding, we've been successful with grants, but in order to access those grants, we have to have the investment that sits alongside them to match them. And that's really where we are at the moment. So we're trying to raise that investment that we can get to the next level of development. And, as I'm sure you're aware, it's very difficult economically, and difficult to get an investment in right now. So the timing isn't great.
Yeah, it is a world of navigation, and perhaps support from the wider business community if anyone has any insights there to share with you. What would you say has been one of your biggest learnings in starting your business so far?
That's a difficult one. I've learned so much. So, my background is originally as an engineer, then moving into research, and now obviously trying to build a business around that research. And so many learnings. I think particularly leadership. It's no longer a case of me pursuing this on my own. I have to engage others and get them to buy into what we're doing and believe in ultimately that end destination where we're going, where we're going to make a big difference. So that's one element of learning I think that I've taken away. A lot of it is, I think, responsibility as well. So again, as soon as you start to build a team, you have a responsibility. You need to pay their wages, and that's quite, keeps you awake at night. If you don't have the cash in the bank to be able to do that, you've got to think long and hard. So I'd say that's, putting me on the spot, but that's probably the two things that spring to mind.
Yeah, team, and yeah, you have more mouths to feed along the way, and it certainly changes perhaps some of your focuses on that journey. What would you say, or sorry, how would you say you have changed since becoming the owner, the leader?
I've become a lot more responsible. I've worked a lot harder now than I ever have in the past, to the point where I don't always sleep as much as I should. So that's been challenging. But I think that the biggest change has been how I manage my time. I have a huge to-do list, and every item on there is added, tracked, removed, status updated. My whole life revolves around this to-do list. And if I didn't have that, then everything would be dropped. So yeah, I'm a very much list-driven person now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned something there, you know, time and how we best use it, and prioritization is yeah, absolutely key, especially when you have so many hats to wear along your journey as well. What would you say inspires you most?
I think it's knowing what we can achieve with this technology, and having witnessed myself the effects of dementia on my own family, and not having the right support to assist my great grandmother with her behaviour, and how that ultimately ended up, which was with my great grandmother in a care home where she really struggled. That's what drives me. You know, it's all about delivering that impact, enabling people with relevant conditions to stay at home for longer, where they usually prefer to be.
Yeah, I love that, where you gain inspiration by knowing that you can help others. If somebody came to you tomorrow and said, "Hey Zeke, I'm about to start my own business," what piece of advice might you share with them? Something perhaps you wish you had known at the beginning?
Difficult one. I think, thinking long and hard about this, something about just how demanding it is, not only physically but mentally. And I wouldn't want to put people off, but I'd want to ensure that they were properly aware of just how difficult it's going to be going on this journey. Because unless you're absolutely convinced in what you're doing, yeah, you're not going to succeed. You know, it is that challenging. So I would say keep people aware that they have to be absolutely committed if they're going to get to the end point.
Yeah, thank you. And finally, Zeke, how do you like to switch off and take time out?
I don't. I can't at the moment. I would like to maybe go on a holiday or do something nice, a breakaway, go out for a nice walk. But at the moment, it's just working all the time. So yeah, eventually.
Eventually, and please do. That time out and recharge and reflection is important to you and those around you as well. So I hope that you can get some of that time soon in the calendar. Zeke, is there anything else you would like to share with the community today?
I don't know. I think I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that supported me on this journey, really. And I'm sure some people out there also will have benefited greatly from the help of others. So let's give and receive, ensure that everybody benefits from our experiences, and help out where we can. We're all in this together.
That's a really nice and kind message, Zeke. Thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck to your future success.
Thank you very much. Great to have this opportunity as well.